Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bob Randall and Company live preview show from Monday, April 10th, 2023. This is our episode 10 already. Please say hello to the wonderful, the famous, the most talented Randall Santa Checker Lee.
Oh wow, Bob! I'm gonna pay you. Good. Write my introductions all the time. I love them. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday. Welcome to Monday. Great to see you, Bob. I hope you had a wonderful Easter, and the family had a great Easter. So great to be here today. Fantastic Monday here. Man, it's beautiful.
It
I'll tell you
was
about
a
that.
wonderful Easter. We celebrated our son and our daughter have birthdays in April, including our granddaughter, which is later in the month. But went out last night, had a great family dinner, wrapped up the bunny session for the mall up here. Angela wrapped that up Saturday night and had a great weekend. So, how was your weekend?
Oh man, it was fantastic. I was very fortunate. Saturday, I had a magic show and balloons for an Easter egg hunt at a subdivision. Then yesterday, I had 3 hours of walk around magic and balloons at a country club, and so I had a great weekend performing. It was fantastic. Then the family came over last night when I got home from my show, and we had ham and we had a great dinner. Everybody we just sat around and talked and laughed and had a great night last. It was an incredible weekend. Thanks, kids, for coming over. It was
Great
great,
way
great.
great way to spend Easter,
Yeah.
celebrate the holiday, our religious holiday, of course. Speaking of, we want to kind of touch on something that happened today. I'm sure many of you have seen in the news another shooting in Kentucky this time at a bank. It was a bank employee went in during a meeting that was being held. So keep those families, in your prayers, please. They're going to need it. Three have expired and got, I think, nine others hurt. Several had to have major surgery. So keep those folks in your prayers and your thoughts. Want to say hi to AJ, Joe, Adam, Rex, Ernie. Guys, got a good crew coming in here today. Fantastic. Well,
Thank you.
here our weather is, typical springtime, hot, muggy, Texas weather here. How you doing up there, Randy?
Man, we got up to almost 60 degrees today and sunny. It's going to need 70s and 80s this week. But then next week they're saying back down into the 40s. See, we get that tease here. Michigan will tease us for a few days to get that 70s and 80s spring shine. And boom, I was at the country club yesterday. And I was saying what a beautiful Easter it was. And I said, well, I'll probably be here for Mother's Day and it'll probably snow. So that's just the way Michigan is.
I hear you. Well, we're up and down a little bit, but nothing to that extent for sure. All right, guys. Hey, let's go ahead and get into something burger. That a hot topic. I got an yearning for a big old burger.
Me too.
Fantastic. All right, this is the audience participation segment of our show today. As always, we ask you guys to give us what your thoughts are. We're going to pose a couple of questions to you, and we love to this segment because we love reading what everyone's thoughts are on certain topics. So I'm going to turn it over to Randy and let him go with the first question.
Cool. Hi guys. Great to see you guys. Great seeing everybody online again. Always get such fantastic interaction with you guys, and we can do it. Hopefully, we can do it. Bob's got a great question too. But this question is: do any of you have a pre-Santa or Mrs. Claus, like performance checklist or like a ritual that you go through before you go out for performance? Is there anything that you have to? I don't know. You have to, like me. I have to say it's showtime just to get myself geeked up a little bit. But is there some type? Besides, I have a checklist. But do you guys have like a pre-show or pre-performance checklist to make sure you don't forget your hat or forget your glasses? And do you then do something repetitious? You have to, like football players have to hit the top of the thing when they go through the tunnel or something like that. Is there some type of ritual that gets you kind of geeked up and kind of ready to be Santa for the children and just be the best Santa you can be? So do you guys do a special checklist, and is there a ritual you like to do ahead of time? Just curious. I do.
Yeah, and kind of going back to my racing days, racers are superstitious kind of guys. I don't know why we're so superstitious, but we were. I had to wear of course, they were clean before we step off into this realm. The same pair of underpants every week, the same pair of socks. I had to put my, you know, fire suit and everything on exactly the same way every week because I didn't want to break anything good mojo that I had going on for the week before. It's just kind of crazy. So that's kind of something that falls into the same realm.
Yeah, it does.
Not
Yeah.
only do you have a checklist, but do you do things exactly the same way every time? All
I,
right.
I
So
was
AJ put up an answer there to you, Randy.
where Charity says, I check my suit, make sure that it's clean, ready to go. See, perfect. I mean, you have to. I mean, that's make sure that's a great on your checklist, and to make sure, of course, you have everything you need to go with you. If you're doing a home performance, what you need your bag to take with you, or, but like Bob said, I, whenever I'm Santa, I make sure I put my left boot on before my right boot. Now, I don't do that. I don't.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter to me when I get dressed to go out to the grocery store. But as Santa, I put that left boot on first, then I put the right boot. And I always say every time, if it's tied to a magic show or not, it's showtime, folks. And it just geeks me up. But yeah, I just wonder if there's any guy, if you guys do something like that, like Bob said, it's kind of a superstitious thing. And so I see Rex has got something here. I have a layout. Oops, terrible when I can't read through the. I'm gonna have to get better glasses, I think. Either that or better eyes, one of the two. Um, I have to lay out my whole suit. Great, definitely to do that and accessories before I get started.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
We just what and I did that once. I was doing a tree lighting for a city, and I get there, I'm getting all dressed and going, I don't have a hat. I forgot my hat, and that was before I was real bearded. So I was designer beard, and designer wigs don't look great without a hat on.
They don't. They
So it's
don't.
like, thank goodness the reindeer handlers had these long red and white stocking hats. I put that on, but yeah, I mean, exactly right. You make sure you lay everything out so you don't miss something like that. I did
Right.
too.
Right. And I've even left to go to the mall, and get to the end of the street and realized I forgot something, had to turn around and come back. That's why I leave extra early every day to get to work to make sure I have time in case something goes wrong. You never can tell. To HA's point up there, HA, that's a great lead in for the uh, Santa's flight checklist today. That's something that we're going to talk about, exactly what you mentioned right there. So that would be a great lead in there. All right, so let's see. Ernie says, leave everything at my door, bag, coins, hat, look in the mirror, and a few ho-ho-hos. That's exactly what Randy's talking about is in getting that game face on. Put your best foot forward by putting your left boot on first. Just kind of a little saying there to go along with that. Melissa Lynn, hey, Mel, how are you?
Email.
My superstitious thing is have to have Johnny fasten my belt and hang my magical key from it. Okay.
Keep going.
Two different posts there. Exactly. And I know that this is something that drives most of us crazy. It does me. I am constantly fiddling with my belt. Even here at home, I start to get in the car. I got to make sure. I don't know why. It's just a habit, but that's something that I am constantly, always aware of. Making sure that gig line is straight, making sure there's no bulge in the chest area, keeping it pulled down. So those are good points, Mel.
So that's going to be a question too coming up to see how many guys feel like secure their belt so it doesn't slide and how they
Yeah.
secure it. If it's Velcro, if it's whatever, I'll be curious. There's gonna be a question coming up in a few weeks. How do we
Yeah. And
and the different ways of securing your belt from sliding back and forth? It looks funny when you get a picture and you got a belt buckle that's off to the side.
it does. It just drives me crazy. Just something that I guess I'm really self-conscious about. And every picture, if I sit there with two or three children, I'll stand up, pull my coat back down, make sure
Mhm.
I'm constantly fiddling with it. All right, so moving along, Randy here. Nathan says, right
Nice.
before the season last year,
Yep.
Randall talked on the show about his checklist he used
Yeah.
prior to leaving the house. I
Yeah.
used that checklist or a similar checklist and made sure I have everything I need. And then on the way, I listened to Bruce Springsteen, Santa Claus is coming to town. There you go, man. That'll get you in the
That'll
spirit
get you
for
rocking.
sure.
Good. Yeah. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
yeah, it's just it was a checklist that I think I posted on the thing there. It just breaks down, basic things you don't forget. And it sounds repetitious to check every time, but boy, that one time that you forget your belt, or that one time you forget your glasses, or whatever, it can
You
really
just
throw you off. It really,
you
really,
just
really
don't
can.
feel complete. Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't feel complete if you're missing something. It's stuck in your head that,
yeah.
and it just kind of, again, speaking of mojo, kind of starts the day off wrong.
Cool. Wow. Great, 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 great.
All right, fantastic
Thank
interaction
you,
there,
man.
guys.
Thank you.
Great answers as always. So doesn't look like we have anything else coming in. So let's go ahead and jump
Ooh,
in
yeah.
and do our second question. How many of you use more than just Facebook as a means of promoting your Santa, Mrs. Claus business? An example: do you have a website? Do you use Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, etc.? And if so, how has it paid off as far as bookings go? I know that, it's hard to track, but if you have the Crinkle tracker, we'll throw out a mention for that. You're able to track a lot of the analytics. And so, do you use a tracker of some sort? Have you been able to track that it pays off to use the different platforms? And which platforms do you use? That's a multi-tiered question there.
But I think it's a necessity. I mean, I have a website for both my magic and the Santa business, and if they contact me through, I have a contact form. Oh, I got to put my battery plug in here. Boom. You talk for a minute. I didn't plug my computer in.
Oh, I know, and it'll let you know it when it starts getting low, which is a good thing actually. Yeah. So what Randy's talking about there, exactly, uh, being able to track
There
it
we go.
through however it comes in is what he was saying. Go ahead, Randy.
Yeah, like I said, I on my website there I have a contact page, so I know that will, and they can put in their name, their address, their phone number, everything else, and any information they need. So I know that comes through my website. I don't really, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Mimeo and all those things, but I don't get a tracking on there. I don't know if that's just to have my face out there is all it really is. But the only thing I can really track personally is the website or Facebook. And Facebook, I don't really use as a promotion thing. It's mainly just to interact with you guys more than anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
same with me. And I don't have any of the other accounts. I do have a Twitter. I started when I first got into the industry. Used it maybe 6 months. Try to go in every day, every other day, throw up a little quick, message, and I just got bored with it really quick. I mean,
yeah,
it was too much trouble, wasn't getting a whole lot out of it. And so I dropped. I mean, I still got the account, I just never use it. But for me, it's
yeah,
just a website.
yeah.
That's
Same
all
thing.
I have.
I've got Indeed too and Twitter and all that. I just don't. I
And
think
of course, I
website's
have
enough.
a Facebook business account, or, a page, as they call them. I don't like those either because, again, you don't have friends. You have people who like the page. And if they post anything to your page, it gets hidden. You don't get to see it. It doesn't come up, front and center. So I don't really care from a business page. I don't use it that often. I haven't updated it, and I don't know when. I did get a notification this week because Facebook has made quite a few changes in the last week or so. If folks have noticed, business pages are changing. The our message that come in, our notifications, the way that they're putting them up. Used to it would say that you had X amount of uh, things that had been posted in a certain group. Check them out or whatever, and you click on it, and it would list everything in notifications. Now they're just telling you, hey, here's just one of them. So they're cutting back what they're showing us and singling out what they think is the best. Again, you know, Facebook is constantly changing everything. They never leave anything alone.
Yeah. Adam says he's got an Instagram site.
Hmm.
Um, Ernie says he's got a Facebook page that he uses. Hi, Ernie. Rex Ray says I have a website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. Wow, you got it all. Wow, man, social media giant, mogul. That's really cool.
He is fantastic.
Man,
Hi,
Rex.
Jackie Chamberlain. How are you, dear? Good to see you. Uh, Ernie says he used these most and have got multiple gigs. That's fantastic. Well, great. That kind of gives everyone an idea of what everyone is doing. Of course, Rex has everything pretty much that we mentioned.
If
Maybe
anybody
a couple
uses
that but he didn't. But a lot of guys really religiously believe that the more you promote yourself, the more you put yourself out there, the different platforms, the better you're going to do, and that's probably true. Now, for those of us who have shows to do and a ton of other things to handle, sometimes it's not easy to keep up with it all. And so if you can do it, balance everything, and uh, get some good out of it, that's a fantastic thing for everyone.
There's the other side, of course, gig salad that a lot of Santas use, that keeps
Yes.
track of it for you, and you will know if it comes from them also. I don't use it for Santa, but I use it for my magic business. So that's they keep track of it for you, gig salad. And you can do a free or a pay site there too. You don't have to do anything to pay. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and Kickstarter is a great source because so many guys use it, and so many guys get a ton
right.
of gigs from it each year, and it's just another one I've never used. When I got in the industry the first 2 years as an independent, I was doing a lot of the things that everyone does. Once I became a mall Santa, I mean, my season is locked up from start to finish. I don't
Right.
have time to do other things, so that's probably why I don't jump out into all this, extracurricular because it wouldn't do me any good. I mean, I've even questioned myself on the amount of money I pay GoDaddy each year to keep my website up because again, it's really not doing anything other than just a place to store information that's not helping me in my business because of the fact that I don't take anything outside of the mall
Right. Right.
other than the photo shoots that I do before the mall starts. But okay, Jackie says she was at Dingus Days in Cleveland and she wore her "I'm North Polish" shirt. I like that. Fantastic.
North Polish.
Uh-huh. That's pretty cool. Adam says, I am fully booked for this year, Christmas season already. That's a good problem to have, Adam.
Great, Adam.
For sure, man. Now clone yourself and be able to do it all over again. Rex said it was much simpler when all he had was magnetic car signs. Yeah, I can see that for sure. And of course, or like some of the guys are doing nowadays, is doing the vinyl wraps, wrapping their vehicles, and you're a giant rolling billboard at that point. But again, without getting off subject too far, that kind of turns that vehicle into a commercial vehicle, and insurance, registration, everything changes. So that's something to think about there too.
Goes
All
to
right,
the
Randy,
sky.
let's move
Fantastic.
along and go to the Santa Clausette trivia for the
Trivia.
day.
Hey everyone, Elf Angela Mack here for Bob, Randyl, and Company Live. The show about nothing. Bob, Randyl, and Company Live is brought to you by Santa's Closet. Santa's Closet has been delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since 2004. Santa's Closet's main goal is to provide both a superior customer experience with tremendous value for their customers. Santa's Closet brings more than 400 separate products to the Claus community at a reasonable price. Santa's Closet is under new ownership. Let's welcome Santa Wade and Scarlett Kaufman of Tennessee, whom will continue the tradition of bringing you products of unparalleled quality and design. Don't forget to visit their sites at santascloset.org and support their efforts of bringing quality products to the community. This is Angela Mack reminding you to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob, Randyl, and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
All right, Randy, go ahead and let's see how many we can stump today.
All righty. This is a cool question. This is really neat. All right. The Great Smoky National Park may have been known better. Wait a minute. Start over. The Great Smoky Mountain National Park may have been known better for its black bear population. Have you guys? I actually have had bear paw before. I've eaten bear paw. That's crazy. This is not part of the question. Black bear population. But did you know it was also considered and you got to fill in the blank here, blank capital of the world? Not just the black bear population, but it was also counted as the blank capital of the world. Now, there's many different types of this too, which is kind of weird. Especially when you find the answer. I didn't know there was even a thing. Period. When
I didn't even.
When Bob showed me the answer, like, what is this even? But there is. You gotta let us know how many different like types there are, and of course, what is it? Blank capital of the world. It's kind of weird. I know you'll be Googling in a second. I know you will be. Great question.
Yeah, like
That's nutty, man. Where do you find these things? Where do you find these?
people we can stump with this. I have to dig. I got this
Man.
big shovel with an extended handle, man, and I go out there and I get to digging, and I finally come up with something that's worthy of posing to the Santa community. Of course, we've been on the uh, Gatlinburg, Tennessee area for a few weeks now with Gatlinburg coming up. So, I, you know, after a while, you kind of start running out of things to look at. But this one popped out. I found a new website, went to it, and most of the questions are repetitive, but this was one that I had never seen before.
Cool. That's cool. But remember, guys, we need 2 answers. How many different types and the name. We got 2 answers to go along, not just one or the other. So we need them both right. So cool, Bob. That's crazy.
I know.
It's as bad as that 86 inches worth of snow that you told me about here in Michigan. And I'm never going to forget that. I'm sorry. Never going to forget that. Yeah, we got some answers coming in. They're close, but no Cupid doll yet. I guess is what they used to say. No Cupid doll.
No, not quite. I mean,
know what a Cupid doll is anymore, Bob? Anybody know what a Cupid doll is anymore? I think they're showing my age if I say no Cupid doll. Maybe I'm showing my age.
They're hitting all around it. I will tell you this much: someone does have the correct answer on a couple of people of what the blank is. The number has not been put up yet, and this was the number that I found for this particular type. So the name of the blank is there. We just need the number now. All right, guys, y'all continue to work on that. We're gonna go ahead and kind of move along. Let's go ahead and do this, and we'll be right back. Right, so this is the Up and Chatterbox news segment that we do week in and week out. We've already covered everything that we've got in there basically, so we're not really going to go into a lot of detail today. We're just going to sugarcoat it real quick, and I'm going to turn it over to Randy to let him catch the first portion here.
Yeah, just going to kind of remind you about the great Tuesday Night Live stuff. They get chatter. I jumped ahead. Sorry, too soon. Yeah, we got coming up here at June 1st and 2nd in Rothbury, Michigan, is CPW, Christmas Performers Workshop by Santa True, is going to be in Rothbury, Michigan, through MAPS. MAPS is sponsoring that for Santa True coming in, so don't miss that. We still got some available. We got over 30 Santas, Mrs. Clauses booked already, and that's actually connected to that's the 1st and the 2nd. Then the 3rd and the 4th at the same area, the J&J Resort, is the Jingle Joy Retreat weekend for that Saturday and Sunday, the 3rd and 4th, which is a free weekend. You just come there and hang out and fellowship and have a great time. I mean, so that's 1st and 2nd Christmas Performance Workshop, 3rd and 4th at the Jingle Joy Retreat. So that's just, man, don't miss it. Go to the MAPS website. You'll read all about it. And again, look at the posts that we've put up there. You can see the cost, and free for the Jingle Joy and Christmas Performance Workshop. What a great class. You learn how to perform. Cool. Yeah, we've been over it, but don't miss them. Don't miss them. Classes are in fellowship. Come on. That's the
Absolutely.
best.
We still have a little bit of time before that event, so we'll keep reminding everyone as we go. As Randy said, already 30 folks signed up for the CPW portion. What a great weekend that's going to be. We just want to real quick mention School of Santas still has some seats left. Second weekend to choose from, July 13th through 16th is booked. To my knowledge, unless there's a cancellation, you can still get your name on the list if you want to go to the first one. And it's not out of the realm that we could push a few things around and make a little bit more room if we had to. And there's 30 something seats still left for the second weekend, July 20th through the 23rd. So hurry up and get that done. Time's running low on that. Now we're going to move on to the Santa family reunion coming up this next week. How about that? Everybody already starting to pack and get ready to travel. I know Santa Mel already left because she had an engagement this weekend as the Easter Bunny, and that she did, and then on her way to Gatlinburg. Going to be a fantastic weekend. But the one thing that we want to talk about most, that is April 15th through the April 20th, is the Reindeer Games. The Reindeer Games is a charity event, and we've got the stage set. It's going to be featuring the team of Mitchell Allen, Hire Santa, and Michael Howell, and they will be versing, going up against Lee Andrews, Louis the Clown, one of our guests, everyone knows, and Stephen Gillum. Everyone knows who Stephen is. And of course, we got Herbie the Elf, Michael Bauer, as the MC of the event. Tuesday Night Live special production, Tuesday Night Live production special event. We're covering that live. There's going to be multiple cameras. We're going to get all the best angles, pictures, close-ups, whatever we can get. We're going to make sure that we cover this thing wall to wall. We're going to be starting early. And something that has not been mentioned, we talked about it being 5:30 to 7:30. That is Eastern time. Eastern time, 5:30 to 7:30, because Gatlinburg is in the Eastern time zone. So if you're in the Central time zone, adjust accordingly. That means 4:30 to 6:30. And of course, directly after that goes off, we will scramble from the Mills Auditorium where the Reindeer Games will be taking place. This is Egg Russian Roulette. If you have not familiar with what's going on there, you can go over to the Hire Santa group, go to media, go down to videos, and scroll down, and you can find some copies of the first two that they had. This will be the third time around for it. Anyway, and then we're going to rush back over to the Holiday Photo Magic booth in the vendor's room. It's where Scott Seriton and myself will be set up. The Tuesday Night Live show will come live to you at our normal time, 7 p.m. Central Time. So 8 o'clock Eastern Time. I know it's confusing, but we got that out there.
And what's great is again, back to the Reindeer Games, it's all the proceeds go to charity, to children's charity. So that's like the best thing. It all goes to children's charity. And then you
each
get
team.
Each
I
team.
was going to say each team is playing for a charity. So.
And we can, even if you're not there, they've got it set up. We can donate. Like I can't be there. I'm working. So I'm going to donate because it's just great to see. And then when you're done, you can watch Tuesday Night Live because you've got time.
Absolutely. Great. And again, if you want to donate and you're not going to Gatlinburg, Hire Santa and the Tuesday Night Live Facebook group both have links where you can go into the linked up page and make your donations. All right, Randy, let's go ahead and talk about our upcoming guests real quick. Get through that.
We're going to go. I know we've been through our guests about all they've done. So we're going to kind of mention the dates and just a little bit about them. But tomorrow night is just an incredible performer. Jeff McMullen. That is April 11th already. April 11th. Jeff McMullen. He's going to talk about health and about being Santa in his house. And but don't miss Jeff McMullen. Again, 30 years. Ringling Billy the Clown. Much more. That's April 11th. Then April 18th is Jamie Dozer, Cotton State Santa. We talked about a professional Santa that just will blow you away and have you'll be oohed and awed over that. Tuesday night also. Then April is 25th. I got to go back to this sheet here because I didn't put it on this one. April 25th is Everett, Dana, and Prostrello.
Sorry, I believe is the way it's pronounced.
Yeah. They will be here on April 25th. Man, April, at the end of the month already. Incredible. Professional Santa, of course, Mrs. Claus, of course. They started and they will recap the Santa family reunion. Oh, I got to read this one.
They're going to the reunion. This is real quick while we're on Everett and Dana. Rex Ray had mentioned a number of weeks back that we should try to get more of the younger folks on, which we had kind of, gotten away from that, I think, and was bringing in, senior Santas, Mrs. Clauses. But Everett and Dana's only been performing. This will be their third season. So they're newcomers, and they perform together as Santa and Mrs. Claus. So they're going to tell us how they got started, and of course, then recap the week in Gatlinburg, because they are going to Gatlinburg for the first time, and they are excited.
Yeah, see, that's great. Like Rex said, newcomers, and that is the future of the red suit for Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Yes.
That's the future. Look at Ben; he was hilarious last week. He was fantastic. So, hey, Ron. So yeah, don't miss that on the 25th recap, and then for a new Santa. Then we go all the way to May 2nd. Bruce Katowich. Bruce is Canadian from Canada. He is a professor at the college there. Again, voice that'll just soothe you to sleep. He'll talk about how you can save your voice during the holiday, and he's on his way to Carnegie Hall. Like I said, that just freaks me out to think about that, to perform on a stage like that. So don't forget to miss Bruce on May 2nd. That's right, May 2nd. Wow, May 2nd. That's hard to believe. And then May 16th, here we go. And Dave Saunders, again, don't miss him. Another professional Santa actor. He will tell you about his dealings with the 9/11 deal at the Pentagon, because that's where he was. So it'll be like a lot of the Santa things when he talk about things like that. It'll be a tearjerker, I'm sure, but it's just a fascinating night to listen to. So you can't miss. Besides an actor and a Santa, and where else can you learn besides other Santas? So don't miss it. So we've got that all the way. Oh, then it goes all the way till July. Oh, Bruce, Bob, I didn't know he had July in here. July, of course, 13th, all the way in Branson. School of Santa.
Yep. We got 3 Branson shows coming from Branson live. That will be the Thursday Night Live special, the following Tuesday, which will be our normal programming, but from Branson. And then since we're having 2 weeks there this year, we'll have a second Thursday Night Live special. So fantastic. That's of course starts on the 13th, and got to look closer. 13th, 18th, and 20th will be the dates for those shows. All right, Randy.
Incredible. I mean, just like, don't miss, guys. Again, Tuesday nights. And I'll say it again. Thanks, Michael Howe, for that favorite F word. Free. That's our favorite F word. All these shows, Tuesday nights, are free. I mean, just incredible. I mean, the stuff you can learn, stuff that can make you smile, it can bring a tear to your face, warm your heart, ideas. It's limitless for free. It just freaks me out to think that, But don't forget, you got to go to schools too. But join us.
All right, then we have Scott Parker, August 22nd. Scott has watched both our programs from day one. He's one of our strongest supporters. And, hey, I told him the other day, his sense of humor has really uplifted me at times when I was a little bit down. He's got just one of the best sense of humors there is. I always love to have Scott on with us. Okay, so the trivia question. We're going to move along to the trivia question. Well, let me back up for 1 second. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself a little bit. Jamie Dozier is also going to bring on the show. He will not be at Gatlinburg, so we'll be doing it linked up through StreamYard, Facebook, and YouTube as always. But he's going to have his wife, who performs as Mrs. Claus, and his sister Janet, who also performs as a stand-in Mrs. Claus if she needs to, if Becky is busy. And she also does the Grinch and numerous other characters that she does, Elf. And so they'll be coming in for the second half of the program. So it's going to be an action-packed program for that night. Let's see. I think we covered everything else pretty good. So we'll move along now to the trivia. The answer I got was off of a single website. I did not go back and re-Google like I normally do to see.
Googled and I same thing you got. So
Okay.
down a hint.
So most everybody has got the name of the critter, if you want to call it that. But the number of species is what we were looking for. And I don't think anybody's gotten it so far, have they?
Not that I've seen. It's close.
There's a lot of 30s in there. And that's not the number that we came up with. I didn't have time to double check it. Angela just rechecked it. and she got exactly what I got. So there's another number, not 30. That's too high. I'll go as far as to give you this much. 20 is too low, so somewhere between 20 and 30. If anybody can come up with that correct answer here in the next few minutes, we'll come back and revisit the trivia answer for that. Okay, so at this moment, let's move along. We're kind of moving fast today. We're limited on time today. Sorry to kind of push everything through really quick, but it's the nature of what we've got going on. So we're going to move on to the magical moments.
Should I just start? I can start. We don't have to put that little thing up if you don't want to.
And she was trying to put a message in, giving a clue, but someone's already got the right answer. So,
they got the right answer.
Before we go any further, let's just go ahead but did Greg get the first part of it?
No.
Greg, put the first part, the blank part in, and you got it, buddy. All right, so while they work on that, let's go ahead and move along to the magical moments, Angela.
Hi, everybody. I love that music. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Magical Moments. And can you believe it? Already only 258 days till Christmas. It's crazy. It's right around the corner. I mean, 258 days is a blink of an eye in our lifetime. So it'll be here before you know it. But a few weeks ago, I was talking about some basic things that are magical with what you do. And this is probably, I brought boxes out, and these are some things I just bought at Michael's, just a wooden box. Now, of course, we all know, I'm going to show you what's inside. We all use these. Of course, the Santa coins. Of course, you know the faces on the children when you hand them a coin and all that. Of course, I add a little bit more. Sometimes when I do a home visit, I'll bring my box, I'll bring the treasure chest out, and they can pick the color they want or whatever. So you can do it a little differently that way. And I have the word magical Santa printed on there, but it gives you the oohs and the ahs when you open it up and it's full of coins. But of course, that's one way of doing it. But there's another way of doing it that I think is rather fun. When you're just talking to a child, you're just talking to them and you're just saying what's going on, and you go, oh, there's one for you, and you just make it appear right in front of their face. Most of you, it's just a magic move. It's called a finger clip. Basically, you just put a coin there, and you can just talk like you're just talking around and just moving, and you just lift it up, and it's right there in front of you just boom, right in front of their face. And then all of a sudden that coin takes one step and becomes even more magical because you made it appear out of looks like your hand is empty. Now, a lot of people know that, the old-fashioned magician palm, but it's not really easy to palm a coin when you've got gloves on. They're much, much slippery. You can palm a coin all you want to without gloves. But if you're going to wear gloves, the finger clip is something that it doesn't really matter. And it's such an easy move. You just reach forward and watch what my hand does. I just go like this and just put it forward. It's so simple. In fact, I'm going to leave a description because I know we're short on time today, a description about how to do it. But it adds that one more step of magic that Santa can do just by, oh my goodness, oh, there it is right there. And it's so simple. You don't need to learn a whole lot of magic, but children love these coins. Of course, now you're taking it one step even further into your entertainment or the mystique of Santa, that you can make it then appear right in front of their face. Or if you want to do it behind their ear, that's fine too. But I like to just come nice and close. Just, oh my goodness. Oh, there it is right there. And just hand it to them. And of course, they love the coins anyway, but take one more step to do one more thing to make a little bit more magical. And we're using those items anyway. Most of the Santas use, these are, of course, these are from Spangle. You can buy them by the hundreds and thousands. Or there's, you can buy multicolored ones. These are all I just like the multicolored ones in the thing. These look more like doubloons or those kind of coins. But if I produce one, I usually use the Spangle ones. But I will leave a little description. I will just log it into the on Facebook, and you can learn how to do a clip, a finger clip, and it's very, very simple. It just goes right there. That's all it is. And if you're standing like this, you can stand forever. It doesn't matter, and just boom, it's there. So I will put that in there again. One more thing to make Santa more magical, because he is the most magical character imaginable, and let's keep that magic alive for the children as long as we can. That's our job. That's our responsibility. Don't forget. Thanks, guys. See you soon.
That is so cool. And, again, Randy, your hand movements, I think, is really important when you're doing something, an effect of that. And that way they're not focusing exactly on one hand or whatever, but
Yeah,
your hand movements was right on. And
you've just got to, I mean, I could sit here like this all day long and nobody's going to know the difference.
Yeah.
And you don't draw your attention to it. You're just talk to the children. And it's just that, and it can be natural. Again, always like Bob said, you said before, practice, practice, practice. And just
practice.
It's just
got to deliver 100% delivery on any special effects that you do. I have one where I use a regular penny, and then we get these pennies that has the cross stamped out of the center of them. And it's a sleight of hand. I have both pennies already loaded in my hand. But again, it's the movement of the hand and being able to deliver 100% without flaw. And, again, magical moment.
And you're already distracting as it is. As Santa, you're already pretty much distracting anyway. I mean, they can look at anything else. They're not going to, not like a magician. Most people are looking at a magician's hands. Santa, you're just talking like you're just being like that, and then you can just make it appear, and boom. I just think it adds one more step of fun for the children. I mean, they love the coins. I mean, they'll think of you talk about putting them under your pillow when they go home or whatever you want to do. You can make a big story about where the coins came from and what they're good to. You've got your backstory for the coins. Just add that one more step. I think they're fun.
Yep, absolutely.
Practice.
All right, great job. Greg is our winner today for the Santa's magical key here that we have. Speaking of magical moments, a very cool little key. And this will be coming to you via Spangle. These come from santasclaused.org, Wade and Scarlett. But we pre-shipped a bunch of them to Spangle so he can ship them out. So it'll be coming in a box from Spangle, Greg. Fantastic job, guys. And the answer was salamander. And there's 24 different species of lungless salamanders in the Smoky Mountain National Park. So fantastic job.
Weird.
Okay, we're going to move right along. Again, rush for time here. Santa's flight checklist is next. Stick around. Santa's flight checklist for today, doing your homework up front and making sure you're always well prepared. Today's Santa's flight checklist, let's talk about post-season. Last week we talked about pre-season. Let's talk about post-season this time around. Kind of following in line with what Randy's hot topic was, let's talk about the importance of post-season checklist. Once you have finished all your commitments for the season, you've done visits and ready to call it a season, what comes next? What do you do after the season's over with? Of course, most of us kind of get in that funk and can't get out of it for a few, days, weeks, season being over, tired, many, many, many things puts us in that funk. But number one, inspect all your garments, from suits to vests to even your boots. If there's anything there that's out of the ordinary, you need to catch it right then, while it's fresh on your mind. Wash or dry clean all your apparel. Important, do not store it back until you have cleaned it. Number three, make any necessary repairs, from sewing to loose or lost buttons. You got a stitch that's starting to rip out on the side, or you got a button that's just dangling. Fix all those things right then. You will thank yourself when the season rolls around, because it's so hectic. And at the last minute, you start trying to get ready for a gig and you realize you had a repair that you didn't do. Do it right after the season. That's the best time to do it. Still fresh on your mind. Brush all your furs after you've cleaned your suits. If you do not have removable fur, if you take it to the dry cleaners, or if you get bold and wash it yourself with the color catchers and the woolite, which we've documented many times. Be sure and take that pet brush and brush that fur out. Get it ready to go before you store it away. Store your suits in a breathable garment bag with cedar balls. That's something a lot of guys don't know about. Used to, we had the old cedar mothball or the old regular mothballs, those that put out that nasty smell. Those are not good for your apparel. Do not put those in your Santa bags or your clothing, your Santa suits. It will ruin them. Use the cedar balls. They're made out of cedar wood. They're little round balls. Put them in the zipper portion. Put them inside the bottom of the bag. Put them somewhere. Of course, put everything on hangers. You know, you can use cedar hangers. They make cedar hangers, and or those world's strongest hangers at Spangle sells. That's what I've got. I hang everything on one hanger. And last but not least, go ahead and clean and polish your boots and store them in a dry place, you know, where they're not going to get messed up in any way, and use pool noodles. That's the flexible styrofoam style noodles. Cut those, put in the shanks. That'll keep them from folding, wadding up, getting bent, and creases in them, and make them look good for the whole. The rest of the times you've got them stored, and that is Santa's flight checklist for the day. Sorry, everyone, to rush through today. Elf Angela, Mrs. C, and Elf Jada are all going back up to the mall. They've got to get everything ready to ship back from the Easter set, and their time is limited. So we're going to call it a show here. Want to thank everyone for joining us today. Randy, thank you, sir. Great job as always.
You.
And we just hope that you come back next Monday. And we'll see you tomorrow night with Jeff McMullen. Goodbye, everybody.
Yes. Bye. Have a great week.